everybody's involved in it. I just wish it could go a little bit faster. Okay. Any training questions I can answer? There's all kind of brochures that we've got throughout the facility. If anybody would like to tour the facilities, what we have here, please don't be afraid to ask.
Bob, you have some classes coming up here in the next couple weeks.
Coming up, right out on the table in the bay. We've got the dates for those classes. It's in a little pamphlet. Please feel free to pick some of those up on your way out. Also, one of the things we are doing is we've done quite a bit of welding training for the people in the gas industry. But again, that's not so much on the transportation side. It's more on the industrial side. You know, all of a sudden, they need a lot of welders. Okay, so we've been doing quite a bit of that. That program just fills up constantly. Okay? I know a lot of them are out there, they get done, they get certified, they go out. Trying to find the jobs right now tends to be a little tough. They get certified, there's an overabundance of certified welders right now. Just kind of waiting for this to turn over. So that's kind of where that's at as well. If there's any questions I can answer, please ask.
Have you done any assessment on what it costs for a well-equipped small garage to tool up to being able to do the high pressure lines and do the extra work that it takes to do CNG?
I have not, but I'll be honest with you, what we're going to do for the petroleum retailers and Auto Repair Association, either the November or the December board meeting, I got with Rick, and we're going to move that board meeting up to Eaton up in Cranberry. And I was going to invite Ron or Bob, if you guys would also, or anybody else who would like to speak to that board. That board, what they represent are mostly the C-stores in Western Pennsylvania. Okay, that's who that board basically represents. So that's all your independent garage owners. That's what's in there. I was on their board for a while. They started to ask some questions about it. I'm not as well versed as some of these other gentlemen. But the idea was, let's meet together at some location and have a couple speakers come out and present it to them.
How would you find out about that?
I'll let you know. I'll get with Rick and we'll get those dates out. So I'll let you know, or I'll let Paul know. That stuff comes out. That just started here within, what, 3 days ago? I think I got with you 4 days ago. So it's just something to try to get started on. Any other questions I can answer for anybody? I'll be floating around all day, so if anybody has any questions, please ask.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Mine's going to be quick, and we're going to allow, has already talked about the state stuff, so I won't really talk about that other than just to say that if, you know, it's your fault if you have projects and you don't submit to this stuff, because, you know, they've been funding an awful lot, and we don't know how long that funding. We're very fortunate in our state to have these grants, and because there's a lot of states in the United States that don't have that opportunity. They can only go after federal grants. So, you know, take advantage of that when they're available. We just won 2 grants worth a total of $461,000 of grant money, and it is for 83 vehicles, 50% of the upfit cost, and we expect to displace 320-some thousand GGEs with those 83 vehicles. Actually, 70 some of them, I believe, are school buses. And we're 4th in the nation in propane school buses, believe it or not. So, again, a little bit about Clean Cities. Again, our primary goal is from Clean Cities, and we're over 100 coalitions throughout the United States, is we're to try to get the 2.5 billion gallons a year by 2020. And I will tell you, if the states, if the Pennsylvania state's RFP is going out for the 37 transit authorities in the state and gets going on, we're going to put a big dent in that number, because there's already a lot of other states that are already have that going on. Yes, and congestion mitigation air quality is actually ran out of Laura's office in this region, the Southwest Pennsylvania Commission, but it's basically money that gets into the to the commissions to help mitigate those areas. There's another one in northwest Pennsylvania, and some more in the center of the state. So these are long-term projects, and some of them are 5 years out. Where now sometimes they're working on 5 years out. Is that correct, Laura?
That is.
On that, so it's not real quick money, but it's stuff that's available under that. The Vail program, I believe, is still run for airports. If anybody's ever been in and out of Phoenix Airport, you can't even drive gasoline, diesel, propane vehicles in there from a commercial standpoint. All the buses, all the cars, all your buses that take you to the car things are all run on natural gas, and they run a lot of also electric tugs at Phoenix. And a number of other facilities that are doing that. So there is money for the airport authorities and people associated with airports. FTA, the grants for transit authorities, you read every day here. Mon Valley, who spoke here last year, got money. Erie got money. I believe Indiana County got money. There is all kind of money from the transit authorities to do that. And I think with our state working with that RFP, is really going to help even move that forward. A lot of the stumbling block for a lot of those people are that they think that they really have to put a lot of money into upgrading their facilities, and I still believe, in talking with Stevie Boer, that they're just misreading those things, and the people that are doing the studies are misinterpreting those regulations. Unless you're running LNG for you really don't need a lot of the upgrades there. Yeah, it might be a good practice, but there's the majority of the ones that really haven't done that. But there's even money to do that. The money that Mon Valley, some of the money that Mon Valley got was to upgrade their facility, and then the other part of that money was for buses, and they've already ordered their buses. So yeah, we have Indiana County running buses. We have Catapus up in Center and State College running 62 buses, natural gas, have been for 20 years. Erie's got 11 right now, and they've got more on the line, and I believe they even have a new station going in up there as well. So that transit authority, we got to get Port Authority off the duff here and start moving that over, because they run more than 7 million gallons a year of diesel in their almost 800 buses. Again, Clean Cities, Pittsburgh Region Clean Cities, they also have grants that go out there to help support a lot of different initiatives, including research, such as the AFIG did. And we had some AFIG, a number of our members and stakeholders are doing research grants under the AFIG. The federal government has this, so you got to watch the funding opportunities when they come out. And there's battery technology and tank technology, all kind of in electric, different types of things to do that. So you have to watch the government website to do that as well. One of the other Clean Cities grants that I'm working on right now, I'm working with the National Park Service. DOE has a program with the National Park Service that twice a year you can submit a proposal in and get funded through this program between National Parks and DOE. So I'm now working, getting ready to submit one. I have to submit it by the end of the month for Fort Necessity, Flight 93, and the one up in Altoona up on the hill. That branch takes care of 5 parks in Pennsylvania, but we're going to try to be putting in electric charging stations and some plug-in electric vehicles for them. And then educate people coming in and out of the facilities about all that. So that's one we got going. The EPA Clean Diesel's my favorite in the heavy duty area, because we closed one out last June. We got $888,750 from EPA for 18 medium heavy duty vehicles. Giant Eagle was part of that. They bought a natural gas yard jockey. There's different perspectives in that grant, where you can do recallers or you can turn around, and there's different percentages to pay for. Our percentage ones paid 25% of the acquisition cost of the vehicle. Imagine a trash hauler that runs anywhere between $285,000 and $385,000. Taking 25% of that thing, but you have to destroy the old engine. On that one, you get the 25% of acquisition value. So you can go out and read about those programs as well. But we did put 18 vehicles in. Vogel Disposal, who wasn't able to get one of their new vehicles here, they come in, but they received 10 trash haulers. EQT received 7 utility trucks, and Giant Eagle had their yard jockey. And that yard jockey last year basically used 8,500 gallons in 1 year, just moving trailers down in Craft. And, you know, like you said, you heard Paul and them talk about what it comes out of the ground at. Depending on what you're getting the usage, you can really lock in long-term prices right now. And it's even better for the transit authorities because they don't pay the road tax. And if that, as Senator Casey said, that infrastructure, I mean, that tax comes back, they get to go ahead and claim that tax and they don't even pay it. So that gives them $1 a gallon instead of just 50 cents a gallon that the normal business gets. So those are just some of the programs that are going on. Again, as Jeff talked about the state, we're very fortunate. I hope it continues. We will continue to pressure, and I ask you to do the same, to pressure your politicals to try to make sure that AFIG gets refunded, because that's been around since 94 or 95, and we've missed 1 year by that, because that money's coming in. That money still comes in from the utilities to do that. And with that, I'll take any questions. Yes?
For the diesel emission reduction program, this is still strictly for off-road vehicles.
Oh, no, no, no. You said off-road vehicles. There are some projects that include clean energy, like the ACE. If I believe it or not, Jeff, the ACE program, you can get generators and that under there because that's clean energy.
It's 25% funding,
yeah,
for certain projects, for
sure,
generators,
like turbines and generators, lighting, all kinds of stuff fall under that program. If I'm correct, Jeff. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. They just added that natural gas portion in a couple years ago. So, you know, there are a lot of programs. So, you know, I mean, if you have any questions, you know, again, my stuff is on the website. And again, you know, our information's out there. But we have a lot of hyperlinks to those different ones as well. But anything else? Yes.
I run a public agency and I have 3 work vehicles. They're less than 26,000 pounds.
Okay, that's AFIG. That falls under AFIG.
Yeah, and I guess I'm looking for money to aid in the cost of conversion here because I spend, you know, $6,500 a year on fuel, and I'd like to reduce that cost and maybe put it on.
That would be one of the places. You work for what kind of agency?
It's a government agency.
State?
No, it's local.
Local government. Okay. AFIG right now, I'm not sure if they would fall under, if that's heavy duty in the CMAQ.
Yeah, I have to go look.
We have to look and see, but there's a lot of ones in there. There's a lot of small programs out there. I mean, did you talk about Pennsylvania Clean Pennsylvania Clean Diesel?
6,500 gallons of fuel a year total.
Yeah,
You'd probably need to aggregate with somebody.
Oh, you definitely would have to aggregate.
Make a decent
Yeah, because
application.
most of them have. I mean, again, we wouldn't even put in a grant unless we felt that it would be beneficial for the state to say, hey, we got enough vehicles to do that. So that's what we do. We aggregate.
I mean, just so you know, we did a survey with 66 conservation districts across the state. There's roughly 20 of us that would be willing to take this jump right now.
Sure.
So you take my 3 vehicles and, you know, potentially 50 other vehicles.
And there's tons of technology that you can do under that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what we're looking for, a source to match that up with right now.
Sure. I understand.
Jeff,
Yes.
is that an agent
This is the
application?
question for both you and for Jeff. Looking at the data from Jeff's presentation, one of the things that seems to affect some of our decisions is ongoing property insurance as well as vehicle insurance, response to the vehicle insurance providers. Have you guys done any research to see what kind of things the vehicle insurance providers are trying to indicate? Because I would say that's one of our decisions that made us not go for electric, but definitely go for a vehicle. But for trying to continue the installations of electric vehicle charge stations, as well as we were actually trying to consider doing a CT station for our shuttles and
Are you experiencing, you say, increased rates or negative results for insurance, or?
it's that when they say that we are going to be kind of like a producer, this is where we're getting into arguments, whether or not we are a producer of fuel, when we're just simply saying we're using the fuel station to fuel our vehicles, we're getting interesting response.
You're not a producer,
I know, that's,
because you're not paying that fuel tax, the producer's getting that tax when it has to be paid, you're not paying it.
I'm just trying to understand, how is the insurance?
Bob, you're probably better at that, I don't know anything about insurance on there, but,
Well,
you know.
are you a transit authority or what?
No, you can't see.
Oh,
It's
you
not
can't
profit.
see.
Please.
Okay.
Not for profit.
That's interesting. We're not experiencing any negative connotations from the producer side. In fact, my insurance company likes the fact that we do alternative fuels versus gasoline and diesel, in that we pay much less a rate because they feel it's a safer fuel. And as long as you're using EPA certified conversions, your vehicle insurer shouldn't care either because it meets all the DOT requirements.
Trying to figure out. We don't know if it's just us or if this is
If
the.
there's no other questions, what I'd like to do at this time is for the group to move out to the back side of the garage down where you come in there, and we can go to the, Ron Tran from ProGas will explain his propane station, and Bob Beatty will move over to the other side of the bucket. We have a natural gas station on a 53-foot trailer, Bob, out there.